Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at my rally on Saturday. As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me, what happened? Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened, and you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing, and the campaign was doing really well. I went to the stage, and the crowd was cheering wildly. Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily, because I was discussing the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage. These are great people, at great risk, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected. There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that. To the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. We would not be together.
Mr. Trump described the moment he looked up at the crowd after realizing he had been shot. The energy coming from the people there in that moment, they just stood there. It's hard to describe what that felt like, but I knew the world was looking. I knew that history would judge this, and I knew I had to let them know we are okay, he told the Washington Examiner. Speaking as he prepared to board a flight to the upcoming Republican National Convention, RNC, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where he is expected to be confirmed as the party's candidate for president, Mr. Trump said he now had a chance to bring the country together. He said his speech would now be completely different instead of the humdinger aimed mostly at current President Joe Biden's policies he had previously planned. Had Saturday's attack not happened, this would have been one of the most incredible speeches. Honestly, it's going to be a whole different speech now. It is a chance to bring the country together. Trump assassination attempt, what happened? Earlier, Mr. Trump wrote on his social media platform Truth Social that he had intended to delay his trip to Wisconsin by 2 days. But he added that he was sticking to his original schedule as "I cannot allow a shooter or potential assassin to force change to scheduling." Mr. Trump said that the assassination attempt has had an impact on him. Little is known about the motivation of Crooks, the 20-year-old would-be assassin who was shot dead by the Secret Service at the scene. The FBI has said that while its investigation suggests Crooks acted alone, it would continue to look into whether the kitchen worker had received help. The spectator who was killed in Saturday's attack has been named as Coy Comparador, a 50-year-old volunteer fire chief who died trying to protect his family. In a televised address following the attack, President Biden called for the temperature of politics to be lowered. "We cannot, must not, go down this road again. We've traveled it before in our history," said Mr. Biden, listing off a growing number of violent political acts that had taken place in the U.S. in recent years. "In America we resolve our differences at the ballot box," he added. At the ballot box. Not with bullets. Former President Donald Trump opened his presidential nominating speech with an emotional recounting of the shooting at his rally last week that left him injured and killed another. "As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life," he said. "So many people have asked me what happened. Tell us what happened, please, and therefore I will tell you exactly what happened, and you'll never hear it from me a second time, because it's actually too painful to tell." For more than 10 minutes, Trump recounted to the Republican National Convention in vivid details his observations of the attack on the warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Trump, in a more subdued and somber tone than his usual bombast, said that he felt something hit his ear and that he felt very safe, because I had God on my side. "I'm not supposed to be here tonight," Trump said as the crowd responded, "Yes you are. Not supposed to be here. I thank you, but I'm not, and I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God." Trump also offered condolences to the family of Coy Comparador, a volunteer firefighter who was killed in the shooting, walking over to a display of Comparador's fire gear before leading a moment of silence. It's his first public address since Saturday's rally. Trump said in the days leading up to this address that he rewrote his grand nominating address to strike a tone of unity after the near-death experience, vowing to unify a divided country. "As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny," he said. "We rise together, or we fall apart. I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America." After the assassination attempt on July 13, 2024, Donald Trump's response and the American media's reaction were widely covered. Here's a summary of both. Donald Trump's reaction. After the assassination attempt, Donald Trump addressed the public and his supporters in a brief but impactful speech. Here are the key points of his reaction. 1. Initial reaction. In the immediate aftermath of the attack, Trump was seen quickly recovering from the shock of being shot in the ear. Despite the injury, he continued to address the Secret Service and the crowd. His demeanor was one of calm and resilience as he reassured his supporters and expressed gratitude to the Secret Service for their swift response. 2. Public statement. In his official statement, Trump condemned the attack, calling it an assault on democracy and a cowardly act. He praised the Secret Service and law enforcement for their bravery and quick action. Trump expressed relief that the injuries were not more severe and extended his condolences to the victim's family and those injured. 3. Campaign rally. Trump used the incident to emphasize his strength and resolve. At a subsequent rally, he referred to the attempt as an attack on all Americans and framed his survival as a testament to his resilience. He portrayed himself as a fighter who would not be intimidated by violence. 4. Political messaging. Trump and his team leveraged the incident to bolster his campaign narrative. His sons and other supporters shared images and statements portraying Trump as a strong leader, using the attack to rally support and contrast his fortitude with perceived weaknesses in his political opponents. American media reaction. The American media's coverage of the assassination attempt and Trump's reaction varied across outlets, but some common themes emerged. 1. Coverage of the attempt. Major news networks and publications provided extensive coverage of the attempt, detailing the events leading up to, during, and following the attack. They reported on the shooter's background, the police response, and the immediate aftermath of the shooting. 2. Focus on Trump's response. Media outlets highlighted Trump's ability to quickly recover and address the situation, noting his calm demeanor despite the attack. The speech and public appearances following the attempt were scrutinized for their tone and content, with a focus on how Trump used the incident to reinforce his political message. 3. Security concerns. There was significant discussion about the security lapses that allowed the shooter to get so close to Trump. Analysts and commentators debated the effectiveness of the Secret Service's response and what changes might be necessary to prevent similar incidents in the future. 4. Political implications. Many media outlets examined the political implications of the attack. They reported on how Trump's campaign was using the incident to galvanize support and the potential impact on his political rivals. The attack was framed as a significant moment in the 2024 presidential race, with predictions about how it might influence voter perceptions. 5. Public and political reactions. Media reports also covered the reactions of various political figures and the public. Supporters praised Trump's handling of the situation, while critics expressed concerns about the security and political ramifications of the attack. Overall, the assassination attempt on Trump was a major news event, with extensive media coverage focusing on the incident's details, Trump's reactions, and the broader political and security implications.
Are you looking for entertaining and educational content to watch? Subscribe to our YouTube channel today for a variety of interesting videos on topics you love. Join our growing community and never miss out on new uploads. Hit the subscribe button now. Discover new ways to learn and be entertained by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Engage with like-minded viewers and stay updated on our latest videos. Don't miss out, click the subscribe button and be part of our exciting YouTube community.